We are live, right on time. Let us commence the episode without further ado. In 3, 2, 1, and hello and welcome to episode 239 of the Nerdstravaganza podcast, where we fear no monsters of any size. I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. You have to come up with like a kaiju name for yourself. I'm Tamura.
I'm I don't know, Brian Zilla.
I'm Coney Cam, which is King of New York. Cam, awesome yellow game.
I thought Coney was that African warlord everybody wanted to kill a couple years ago.
Yeah, that guy. I thought like people were for him, or I don't remember what the whole situation was with that guy. But
no,
I remember the T-shirts.
Usually, a name and a year is like a campaign slogan, like Hillary 2016 or whatever. But Coney 2014 meant like we got to get this guy out of power.
Oh,
in 2014, nobody really knows.
I just remember the dumb shirts.
Yeah, that was Cecil before Cecil. That was Harambe before Harambe. It was like the cause du jour. So, anyway,
good old Harambe.
Welcome to episode 239, where tonight, on the eve of our big King of Tokyo gaming tournament to be held tomorrow, we are going to discuss giant monsters and the like. And before we get into tonight's topic, I would be a giant monster if I didn't tell you, dear listeners, that you can enhance your life by checking us out on iTunes. We appreciate your reviews and your patronage, your downloads and subscriptions. So please see to it that you subscribe and rate us favorably, or we will send a gigantic monster to step on your home. And with that said, I will not summon the creepy twins to, in turn, summon a giant beast to come kill you. That's what one of the monsters does that, right? Is that Mothra?
Don't remember which ones do what. I just remember getting Gamera had that big thing, like that ray that he shot.
Well, no, I know, but I think there were like two creepy Japanese twins that like summoned Mothra or something.
I think it was 3 like little tiny singers, wasn't it?
Something creepy,
Mothra?
man. I don't know. I remember some creepy children summoning a monster, and then everybody waving goodbye merrily in the wreckage of Tokyo as the monster flew away. Thanks for wrecking everything. Bye. Anyway, before we get to tonight's episode, we should probably start things off in our usual Nerdstravaganza fashion with our monstrous weekly Geekly weekly update. And Brian, would you care to go first?
Sure. Kind of a slow week for me. I'm kind of in the middle of a lot of Christmas shopping, and to wrap up my my New Year's resolution, I'm making a bunch of gifts for family, which is cheap actually, like really great, handmade leather wallets and purses for everybody. But I made them, so it's not as impressive as it sounds.
That's pretty impressive, man. And your resolution was to not like just spend money, but to make things for people, right?
Well, it was just to learn how to make the things more than like actually gifting them. But like, I don't know, you have 3 or 4 failed projects laying around the house, and you might as well give some away, like.
Wait. They're failed projects? So people are getting stuff that's not...
No. I mean, like Mastercraft pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I clearly understood.
Nah, you got to make a lot of wallets to practice. So I don't need 10. Somebody can have some.
That's awesome, man. I think I don't know. I think there's something to be said for making something for someone and not. I don't know. I guess I'm not one of those anti-consumerism types, but something that you crafted with your own hands, just a little more personal. So that's cool, man.
I actually did make a couple of purses too. I stepped it up a little bit each time. So
nice. I'm told the ladies like purses. So if you know any ladies, they probably will. Well, wait a minute. Sorry, that was very gender binary of me.
Yeah.
People like purses.
You're assuming a lot. And gosh, what else? Not really a whole lot. I kind of treated myself. I shouldn't have done this, but spending so much money on everybody else, I spent a little bit on myself. Picked up some new, not War Machine figures, but Iron Kingdom figures, which I guess are the exact same people for a different game, so they look different. So some really neat sculpts. I actually like that company a lot. Privateer Press does good work.
Sweet, man. Privateer, the War Machine was their was it still their flagship game, or is it?
I'm not sure. I guess it depends on who you ask. War Machine is the like miniatures tabletop like war game, and then the Iron Kingdom's role playing game is the like pen and paper, you know, roll dice to hit role playing game in that setting, and they make miniatures for both. So you know, if you're just a painter, you love it.
Okay. Do you feel any pressure to play the games at this point, or you're just enjoy the figures for the sake of the figures?
No, I don't feel any like at all. I don't know. Like I don't really like. I just have this thing against errata. Like it's almost like all these endless patches you get for every software you own now. Like just wait until it's actually fucking finished and release it. Don't release it, but then errata it, and then release a version 2 of the book, and then errata that. And I have some miniatures that like come with 3 different versions of the cards now. And I mean, I honestly don't even know which ones to use, so I just don't use any.
That's interesting. Do you think that? Do you think it's possible? Well, it must have been at one point. Do you think it's possible to actually release a finished game without like? You don't have the test bed that you're going to have when it's released into the wild, right? So are there certain things that just will not come to life even during really diligent testing?
I think there's always been like incredibly cheap combinations that were unintended or whatever, but I kind of think like don't play with assholes solves that problem. Because I mean, if there's like a cheap move that you can do over and over and over that just ruins the game, I don't know if that needs errata. That needs like, don't play with that dude.
Oh, whose advice was that to us? Was that one
Ken
of our
Hite,
guests?
right?
Yeah, that was Ken Hite's advice. Don't play with assholes. Yeah. Timeless advice. Okay. Anyway, so doesn't matter. You're more into painting the figs than playing anyway. And if you do play, no assholes. Got it.
I mean, if you ever want to play, like, I'm happy to. I have a nice, painted army and everything, but I couldn't pull off like the latest errated version 3.7 rules.
At this point, you could just download that, though, right? You're not paying for the rules, the errated rules. I just want to be clear.
I think they have like starter sets that you can download for free, but like if you want like the codexes or like the nice hardcover books, you still gotta buy 20 of those.
That's a lot of buy-in. Okay, maybe I will play, but thanks for the invitation. All right, anything else?
No, that's about it.
All right, Cam, what have you been up to?
Oh man, just way behind on everything because of the holiday, because of Thanksgiving and all that. So just checking off things on my list. Just had like I said, just a ton of work stuff to get done. But been doing that. Been doing a lot of Christmas shopping. I love to get my Christmas shopping done early. I'm pretty much done right now. I have a few things I still need to pick up, but pretty much done. Nerd-wise, I picked up a couple games that I haven't that I just sort of knew that I didn't want when they first came out, and then now have decided I'm going to allocate the time to. I finally got Fallout 4, and I got it for I think it was like $15 or something, brand new, $20 for PS4, and I finally got. I can't remember the name of the other game, but yeah, Fallout 4 was the other one wasn't that big of a deal, but Fallout was the big one that I hadn't played, so that I hadn't devoted much, because I knew that if I got it back then, and it would have just been like a black hole for me, you know what I mean? So now it's still going to be a black hole, but at least I have the time, hopefully, over the holidays to allocate to it. Speaking of the holidays, that's been decorating my house, getting ready for our awesome, annual pajama jammy jam Halloween party, which you guys, of course, are invited to. That's
Halloween again? How about Christmas this time?
Did I say Halloween?
Yeah,
Christmas,
yeah.
Did I say? Yeah, I'm getting my all my parties mixed up. But yeah, Christmas party coming up in a couple of weeks, so that'll be exciting. And just decorating the house, decorating the outside of the house. I got one of those star shower things. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
those little
stuff.
I got one of those. I hooked it up outside. It looks pretty good. I mean, look, for $40, no fuss, no muss. Like last year, I had a hell of a time with like the lights and this and that and everything, going up. This year it was pretty simple. Just go set that thing up, run an extension cord, and that was it. And it looks good, and it moves and everything, and moves all over. It's just like a little laser light show on your house. It's pretty cool.
What will they think of next?
Well, I don't know, man. It's the age of Aquarius. But yeah, that's been doing that. Of course, gaming at the Adventure Game Store, and yeah, I think that's it.
Sweet, man. Sounds like pretty busy and awesome. Actually, a lot going on in your life, and I hope I can impress with all that's going on in mine. Let's see. What have I been up to? Last weekend, I took place in a hackathon. I was invited to participate by a friend, and it was an Internet of Things hackathon, which sounds like right up my alley. And so I show up, and there's supposed to be like, you're allowed teams of like 5 or 6 people, and so we've got this whole team formulated, and we're all going to show up. And 2 of us showed up. So, yeah, that made it a little more difficult. And what's more, we thought it was kind of free form, like run with your idea, of which I have many. But there was actually a corporate sponsor, and they wanted something kind of applicable to their business. And so that turned out to actually involve a lot more imagination than just free-forming it, because now you're working within some confines, and you had to come up with like a creative way to meet the requirement. And so we came up with an idea. We did a very rudimentary and very limited demo, so given that we were in a very kind of a skeleton crew situation, and I just like walked out with like my head hung after the thing, thinking we'd totally blown it, and come to find out that the judges actually really liked our idea, and so on. So I doubt we won, but we may win some awards or something, or some prizes. So that said, tomorrow I'm going to a big tech convention called IT Palooza here in South Florida, and that is I got a free, just for participating in this hackathon, I got a free pass to that. And there's all kinds of, it's basically like a convention for geeks. Like it's all kind of, well, sorry, let me rephrase that. It is a convention for like tech people. And there's all sorts of panels on a variety of topics, and all sorts of presenters and keynotes and stuff like that. And I got my badge for the hackathon is my pass to that.
Sweet.
So I didn't really, there's no losing. I get to go to that tomorrow, and maybe find out that my team won a prize. Who knows?
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Looking most forward to that. I feel that fits in the theme of Nerdstravaganza, so we'll see.
Absolutely.
Let's see. So apart from that, I haven't been doing as much gaming as I like. I've been kind of busy, and I want to say I've been up to some other nerdy things. Just watching a lot of shows, watching Walking Dead and watching Westworld. Do you guys watch either of those?
Not Walking Dead, but I started. Well, I think we talked about it. I started Westworld, and it just lost me. So I stopped.
Not your cup of tea?
Not my cup of tea at all. Well, I mean, it is like the concept and everything is, but like just the show was so slow and just so boring. I couldn't take it.
It is, and I don't want to sound like one of those people that's like, watch the whole thing and then it gets good. But it's actually just one season. It's like you have to wait 3 seasons, and it gets pretty good at the end. Although I'm not sure if this means the show's good, or I'm like just too analytical to enjoy a show, but I called like one of the major plot twists. Like,
yeah,
it was like there's no way that can't be the case, and then sure enough, it was. I don't know. I don't know if that's, maybe it's just a lucky guess on my part. I'm sure it neither speaks well of me nor poorly of the show. I'm sure. Yeah, Westworld's cool. my favorite tropes involved. So, Brian, you have not seen that at all?
I watched, I think, the first 3, and
Me too,
yeah,
exactly.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, I ended same thing. I couldn't after number 3. I was like, that's it. I've given it 3 hours of my life. I can't go any further.
It was a little slow. It was a little slow to start. I'm not gonna try to defend it on that count. But
and I've kept up. Like I've read, like weekly spoilers and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Like nothing's really shocked me.
Yeah.
I guess like getting the synopsis isn't as exciting as like watching it, but
well,
they were smart all along.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys want to binge watch it, now is the time, though. So I'd like to hear your final analysis of the show.
Well, I have them all on my DVR still because I set them to record and I just never stopped the recording, so they're all there. I could go back and I guess finish watching them, but I don't know. There's a lot that's on the list before that, I think.
Walking Dead on the list at all? Because that's the other show I've been watching.
Walking Dead. I
watched
watched the very first episode of Walking Dead on Netflix. Actually, this is a couple years after it started, and I was like, it looks like something I would like, but not enough to like. I'll binge it later. Basically, was what I said to myself, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure at some point I will watch it, but I'm just not that into zombies,
I'm not either, but as fans of the show, I'm sorry, fans of the comic and the lame show will tell you, it's not about the zombies. It's about the people.
I gotcha.
I'm not a fan of people either.
Either. This will really solidify that for you. Anyway, Walking Dead, yeah, check it out. If you kind of maybe are into zombies or want to give them a chance, that's all I can say. It's in its defense. And that's it. Oh, also I did a little plotting. My Christmas vacation, I save my vacation and use it all at Christmas time, is coming up pretty soon, and I've got a whole like strategy to get through all these games I want to play. And I just have to make sure that I do it, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of lost the point of gaming when you have to like plan and schedule and meet deadlines.
It's my life, man. I got to schedule fun. I just got so much going on that like it makes me appreciate the fun more. Maybe I don't know, but that's where we're at. And I think that's pretty much it for my update. Nothing else. Anything else to report? No, I think that's it for now. So that said, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's all the news for my corner of the earth. Cam, have you heard of any news going on anywhere else in the world that you might want to?
I have, and
right.
I will bring it all together in a extravaganza, the news extravaganza that is.
Oh, I like that. Do it.
So, let's see. I don't think any of us are really big drinkers, right? I don't drink. Tom, you're not much of a drinker, are you?
Not social. I'm not like a hard drinker or anything, man.
Do you like beer? Is beer your drink of choice, or
no? It is not my drink of choice. No.
Uh-huh. Well, beer, is like. Have you ever watched? I watched this documentary years ago, like a couple years ago, on like beer and how it was like this amazing thing. I think it was called like How Beer Changed the World or something. One of those like outrageous titles or whatever. But and when they broke it down, it really is like pretty amazing, like how important beer has been like over the history of the world or whatever. And I guess. Previously, the scientists have thought that beer, like the first use of barley in beer, happened about 1,000 years ago. Well, they found these like old, I guess like beer steins or mugs or whatever, and they're from like ancient China, like 5,000 years ago.
Wow!
And the chemical analysis shows that they actually used barley to ferment their beer as well. So our understanding of beer from 1,000 years just went back 5,000 years or whatever from when it was first used. So. Beer lovers rejoice. You now have another piece of the puzzle. Let's see. Nintendo 3DS. There's like tons of hacking that goes on with these stupid things. And I guess Nintendo has reached out to the hacking community. Since, Tom, we're on a hackathon. I'm surprised they didn't reach out to you. And so,
not that kind of hacking.
I know. Since you love Nintendo so much. But basically, they're saying, we'll give you cash if you can tell us how our system is vulnerable, basically. And so they're going to figure out how their system is vulnerable from all these hackers and then try to address, the software exploits or whatever, which probably doesn't make much sense to me because I feel like if I was a hacker, I would tell them like just enough, but then like leave enough for me to still get in. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's probably not the best people to be asking for for security. John Glenn, famed astronaut and famed Ohioan, I think he's from Ohio. Well, he's hospitalized in Ohio right now. He's 95 years old and he's been hospitalized for the last week. So let's hope he's it's not too serious for him. He's one of my favorite astronauts. And I'll round it out this week. Oh, well, just a quick little teaser. DuckTales, you guys remember that show?
I do.
I used to freaking love that show. I guess they're doing a reboot next summer in 2017.
Right.
And it will be rebooted summer 2017, so keep an eye out for the new DuckTales. And finally, our favorite YouTube star, PewDiePie.
My favorite.
I guess he's going off he's going off the deep end. He's pulling like a Charlie Sheen. He's like went on this 10-minute rant on his page, and he basically said that he's at 49 million subscribers right now.
Wow, all kids.
Yeah, and he said that once he gets to 50 million, he's going to delete his page and start over because of, I guess, changes that YouTube has made. And I don't know. All of a sudden, he's popular, so now all of a sudden he's like, got a platform.
Wasn't he one of the main draws for YouTube Red?
I think he actually worked for them, I believe.
So, I mean, he obviously has heartfelt convictions against this.
Yeah. So he went on this 10-minute rant about how YouTube is pushing overtly clickbaity videos towards users rather than the channels that they're actually looking for or subscribe to. He's accusing them that, basically that videos put on there have nothing to do with personality anymore. They have to do, or good content. They have to just basically it's just a good title or a catchy title and a good thumbnail. And so it's just clickbait and no content, no substance, which is pretty funny coming from that guy.
Yeah, welcome to the internet. I mean,
yeah. So that's pretty hilarious.
Have you ever watched PewDiePie's? I mean, I think you have to be like a 14-year-old girl to kind of get it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it has an audience, obviously. Do you know how much he made last year?
Do I want to know? Tell me.
$15 million.
Wow! Just from like ad revenue?
Just from YouTube, yeah. Just from forget about all the other stuff he did. Like, you know what I mean? I'm sure he does like shows and conventions and whatever else.
Have you watched this guy's show? Have you seen what it is he does?
It's vapid, inane garbage. But people, I mean, look at Kim Kardashian. She makes she makes 15 million a week or a month, however much you know what I mean.
All you got to do is resonate with people, man.
It's part of our culture, man.
It's not resonating. I don't even want 15 million. I'll take 1.5.
What's funny, I read this article, actually. I should have brought it up in my weekly. I read this just randomly. I read this article about influencers. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
No.
Influencers are people that just have like a ton of social media followers, and people will pay them like literally like $20,000, $30,000 just to like put a couple pictures on their page. So if you have like 1 million, 2 million like Instagram followers or YouTube or whatever followers, they'll pay you a bunch of money, just like you're like a paid celebrity basically, to go put on like sponsored pictures or sponsored tweets or sponsored whatever on your social media site.
Whoa! Why haven't we been approached with these offers? We've got the
numbers.
I know, right?
I know. We've almost hit triple digits on our YouTube channel. But yeah, and I'm not joking. Like $20,000. Like I know of one like major. I know personally of one major company. A person that works there told me that they paid someone $20,000 plus a whole bunch of other stuff just for that person to basically hang out and use that company's products and services and just post a couple pictures about it.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, we would never sell out like that. We're all about staying true to the brand. It has to be a message we want to send. But
I'll sell out in a second. But just take a guess. How much video footage, how many hours do you think is uploaded to YouTube every minute? Every minute.
How many hours per minute?
How many hours of video footage are uploaded to YouTube per minute?
10,000 hours per minute.
No, you're way high. You're way high.
Damn, I hate it when I do that. I ruin the 10 hours per minute.
No, it's 400 hours.
Holy shit, that's actually a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but it's per minute. You know what I mean? So what? I mean, let's just say you extrapolate that. I'm terrible at math, so whatever. 400. What's 400 times 60? I'm gonna say per. If you put it like per hour, I guess it's more. So 400 times 60 minutes. Yeah, 20. So 24,000 hours per hour. So a multiple of 24x basically.
That's kind of
24,000x. Yeah. Per hour. That's crazy. Yeah, so PewDiePie will delete. I can't see that happening. If you're making $15 million, you're basically just saying, I don't want $15 million.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit, though, because no one ever starts over. I mean, you really think that guy's going to start over?
No,
One person will know it's really PewDiePie, and then everybody will know, and he'll have a fucking 30 million overnight. I mean, not to mention, I'm pretty sure $15 million helps you advertise a little bit.
Yeah, but still, it's like you're going to take a hit for a few months at least.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it took how long for him to get to 49 million? Like, I doubt that, like, that all 49 million of those people, because, like, I bet you, like, the first 10 million, you know what I mean? I bet you, like, it's like I'm sure it's like a graph, like
probably
the
a few million Russian bots in there too.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like that first million, I bet you, like, as you progressively go back to, like, subscriber 1, like, the people that still watch his channel, like, decrease, exponentially. Yeah. So you wouldn't want to, like, throw away that entrenched number. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I guess when you're making $15 million a year to go, hey, bros, and, like, play games online,
yeah,
you kind of lose touch of reality, and then, like, give a crap about policies that affect people who aren't you or something. I don't know.
If anyone has.
Here, YouTube, we do not object to any of your policies. We will take.
Yeah, I'll be a company man.
We'll take 1/10 of that cash flow, happily.
Yeah. And
we'll actually pimp out all of your latest changes. This new YouTube way of ranking videos is genius.
Yeah.
It is what people want.
Yeah, so that's about it for the news.
All right. Lots of news that hits close to home. We being having a growing YouTube presence and soon to be pulling in $20,000 to put up tampon ads and such.
Yeah, 50 million is within sight.
Yep. just like I don't know. I'm gonna try to make an astrological, like, comparison, like a star. But no, 50 million is much closer than that, right?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, with the news out of the way, I think, I'm not sure, but I think we can move on to a topic if we want. You guys feel like talking about anything tonight? You want to have a topic, or you just want to adjourn after having reported the news?
Let's go to the topic.
All right, I guess so. We'll give that a shot for a change. Well, it is the eve of our King of Tokyo tournament at the Adventure Game Store. The Adventure Game Store, for those of you who are listening for the first time, is our local gaming haunt in Davie, Florida. And our sponsor, boy, how long have we been with them now? Several years.
A couple of years at least, yeah.
It's a really cool place. It's got a really long history in one incarnation or another in the South Florida area here in the U.S. If you happen to be down this way, definitely check it out. We are doing a King of Tokyo tournament for the purpose of giving out some tickets to some winners for our Rogue One premiere party. And by premiere party, we mean we're renting a theater and inviting friends, family, and listeners, mainly listeners, to participate and to enjoy that movie with us as it premieres. So that is what we're up to tomorrow. And Cam, was that a good plug? Did I deliver?
It was great.
Right. And so we're playing King of Tokyo, and I will now turn it over to Cam and or Brian to kind of describe what that game's all about for people who have not played it.
Well, I guess I have it right here. I'll show it. This is actually the older version. They just came out with a. Oh no, this is the older version. This came out in, I believe, 2013. No, 2011, and it is award-winning by Yellow Games. It's the created by Richard Garfield. He's the designer, and Yellow published it and distributed it. Over 1 million copies sold, which is crazy for a board game. I think like 5,000 copies sold for a board game is like considered a success, something like that. So if you consider that 1 million copies of the game have been sold, that's amazing. I guess put it in perspective, Ticket to Ride, which is, I mean, aside from like Catan, Ticket to Ride is probably the second, probably most popular game, I would think. Right, Brian, you think? Ticket to Ride? I mean, Catan is number one probably. But
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride has sold 3 million copies. So yeah, I mean, it's and that's like amazing. Like you just don't sell over 1 million copies of a game. It is a kaiju battle. You are in. You get these little kaijus. You have these little monsters. Like this is the. Here is the space penguin right here, and this is the Puik monster here. This is the alpha zombie. So basically, they come with like two little things. They come with a stand and then the actual monster. So you put the little monster on the stand and it goes, that's your monster. And then you have a little counter right here that you can. There's a little rolly thing here. You can ticks off your HP down here and your victory points up here. So basically, the goal of the game is there's a little board, and it's Tokyo Bay, basically, and it's 6 monsters fighting for control. So you can you're either in Tokyo or you're outside of Tokyo. If you're inside of Tokyo, you're rolling a bunch of dice, and there's several things that can happen at the dice. You can get victory points, you can heal yourself, or you can attack. So basically, if you're in Tokyo, there's only one person typically in Tokyo, and whenever you attack everyone that's outside of Tokyo. So if we're playing a 4-player game, I'm in Tokyo, you and if we're playing, say, it's a 3-player game, you and Brian, Tom, were outside of Tokyo. Whenever I roll a little claw dice, you guys would get attacked and your HP would go down. Whenever you guys roll dice and it's your turn, you attack whoever's inside of Tokyo. The caveat is that if I'm in Tokyo and I get attacked, I have to take that damage, but then I can leave Tokyo, and whoever attacked me has to go into Tokyo. And there are advantages for being in Tokyo. The longer you stay in there, the more you get extra victory points, you get extra like bonuses and things like that. So, people would ask, well, why the hell would you want to be in Tokyo? There are bonuses for being in there and stuff like that. So essentially it comes down to a monster battle where you're fighting, and the last monster standing basically wins. You can win by victory points, but I've very rarely see people win by victory points. It's typically the last monster standing. And all your HP, once all your HP's gone, you're dead, and you're out of the game. Everyone else continues on. You can heal if there are little hearts on the dice, and you can roll those dice and get a heart. But the caveat is you cannot heal yourself in Tokyo. You can only heal when you're outside of Tokyo. So that's the game in a nutshell. Hope I didn't butcher it too bad.
Oh, it sounds like I couldn't.
All over the place. Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for a better explanation from a representative of the company, Cam. I mean, that was great.
Yeah, I was ill prepared. I should have had an open. I should have had an open box so I could sort of have.
That was good.
Yeah.
Good. Players wanting to know more in the South Florida area can, of course, attend our event. Players
definitely. That's the great thing about King of Tokyo. It's so easy. It's super easy. Like a 5-year-old could play, but it's complex and fun enough that people our age, older people can play too. Fun for all ages. Yeah,
absolutely. I would agree. I have played that one before, and looking forward to reacquainting myself. Players down in the South Florida area can email us anytime, and Cam will be glad to explain the finer points of the game. What is that email again, Cam?
It is nerdstravaganza@gmail.com. I'm not going to give my personal email.
That's Cam. Cam plays King of Tokyo at what? Hotmail?
Yeah, right. Maybe somebody has that email. But yeah, it's super fun, man. It's a great game. It's just, I mean, who doesn't want to roll dice and fight with kaiju monsters, basically.
Jerks don't want to do that.
Yeah, got to be at least half an asshole if you don't want to.
A colossal asshole, a monstrous asshole, you might say.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you think of Cam's description? Does that pretty much sum it up?
You get power-up cards that you can buy. There's a little tiny bit of deck building, isn't there?
Yeah, there's like evolution cards and stuff like that, but I sort of just left that out for ease of reference. But yeah, you can power up your monster and gives you different abilities and stuff like that if you buy a power up. Like this is the King of Tokyo power up right here. Comes with these like little extra cards that allow you to sort of power up your monster and evolve them essentially.
I only mention that because I've always loved having a three-headed space penguin with a prehensile tail.
Yeah, and actually the power up's cool. It comes with Panda Guy, which is the little panda guy here. That's a new monster.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then the successor to King of Tokyo is King of New York, which adds an additional layer on top of that, where instead of being in Tokyo, you're in New York, and instead of only having one place to go with your monster, there's several places that you can go to all 5 boroughs of New York, and Manhattan is essentially Tokyo. So the rules sort of still apply. If you're in Manhattan, you fight, you attack everyone outside of Manhattan. But there's also ways to, there are like military units and different other, there's a whole lot more going on in New York. It's more of a, it's I guess not as youth oriented, I guess, as King of Tokyo. It's a little tougher probably for younger people to play, but it is, I think, a superior game. I prefer King of New York to King of Tokyo, but it's like saying, do you like, chocolate or vanilla? Like, I love ice cream, so either way, I'll take them.
Nice. Why? You may have. I don't think I heard this in the explanation. Why are the? This feels like it's a perennial question. Why are the monsters tormenting poor Tokyo?
They're not tormenting Tokyo. They just are. They happen to be there, and they're fighting each other essentially.
Okay.
So they're not really attacking Tokyo. They're just attacking each other, and Tokyo is sort of the focal point. So whenever the monster's in Tokyo, it's getting attacked from all the other monsters that are outside of Tokyo, basically.
Okay. All right. I guess. Yeah, the question would have been better asked. Why poor Tokyo? Why is it the battleground for these monster battles?
Maybe it's the breeding ground for the kaijus. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, there's not a lot of Russian kaiju movies, are there?
Yeah, right.
That wouldn't make any sense, Tom.
So that's King of New York there, and you can see it's Manhattan. So you can put your monster in any one of the boroughs, and you can move. And then there's these military units that once you stomp them, they become they're like buildings. This is very much like what was that game? That video game with Rampage. Yeah. It's basically Rampage, the board game. Aside from Rampage, the actual board game.
Terror in Meeple Town.
Yeah, that didn't get the licensing rights to use the word Rampage, and now is Terror in Meeple City or something like that.
Wait, really? That's what happened?
Which is really fun.
Yeah. Are you being sarcastic, Brian? Or are you?
No, I love that game. I love build this and tear it apart.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's just it's a very messy game because you're like breaking shit all over the place and pieces go everywhere. But yeah, Tom, to answer your question, they made a game called Rampage, and it is exactly like the video game. And then somebody was like, "Hey, wait a minute, you guys."
I think Atari, wasn't it? Atari was like, you actually still own that. We're really gone.
That game worth like a fortune now if you have the pre-rights asserted one.
I hope so because I have it right. I have it right there.
Of course you do.
I don't know if you can see it on my right there, the green box there. I have it right there.
0% surprised.
And it's new and shrink.
Nice. Don't ever enjoy it.
No, I have an open copy, but yeah, but that sort of brings me to just an offshoot question. All right, so you guys, we talked about the NES Classic last week, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I guess like Toys R Us had they're trickling in, and just Nintendo F you for being such assholes with your inventory management or inventory.
Totally intentional.
Yeah,
too,
it's got to be. It's got to be.
Every single year, all their big products. That's
it's got to be.
That's their gimmick.
But what do you guys think of? Have you guys seen the other ones? There's a Sega Genesis one as well, and an Atari one.
I haven't seen it.
I saw the Sega Genesis one, and my biggest complaint about the Nintendo one was it's wired controllers.
Yeah.
And the cheap Genesis knockoff is wireless.
Yeah. So is the Atari one. The Atari one has like the iconic Atari joystick, and it's wireless. So if you can have an Atari wireless joystick and a Sega Genesis wireless joystick, why does Nintendo have that? And the cord is like this long. It's like supposedly like not even a foot.
It's a mini cord, Cam. It's a mini console with a mini cord.
That is probably exactly what they were thinking, but
yeah, but I mean, come on, they didn't play test it. Like you can't tell me that they didn't have one person that like had to sit so close to the TV they weren't like, excuse me, like Matsuhashi-san, like, are we gonna like make this cord longer or what?
Yeah, but when the guy suggested that, he was probably like fired for like questioning his superior.
You have lost face. You have lost face.
Right.
Leave the campus now.
Is it too late to rename this episode Matsuhashi-san, by the way?
I did actually hear something like kind of exciting. I maybe I'm the only one who did not think of this, but because the jack is the same as a Wii uses, you can actually play like with a real NES controller on the Wii now.
Oh wow,
that's kind of cool.
You just plug that into the nunchuck instead of using like the classic nunchuck controller or whatever.
That's really cool.
That's worth $60.
So, Cam, about your discussion of the system being like under manufactured or whatever, do you think that it was? I would never put it past Nintendo to do it on purpose. It seems like they have this problem a lot. But do you think they thought this was going to be such a hit or such a high demand item? I thought they might have. This struck me as a niche product, basically.
No, I mean they had to. I mean, look, how popular are their? They know how popular their products are. You know what I'm saying? Like they know people love Mario. People love it, and like there are so many people out there. Like I mean, for us, we're tech savvy, so it's easy for us to like go on like. Even though like all my Nintendo games and cartridges and my system got thrown away long ago by my parents, which I still don't ever forgive them for, but like even though like we could still go online right now, find them and like play them, or even just go like find an emulator site or something or whatever, even just download them to like the PS4 or something and play them. But like 95% of people out there can't do that, you know, or just don't want to take the time to do that. They could just, especially if they can just go pay $60 and just plug it right into their TV and it's done. So they had to know that there was a huge demand for that, especially like, you know, the 25 to 45 crowd, I would say. I mean,
I wind up picking on these folks like more often than I mean to. I don't really hate you hipsters, but I'll you know, pile on a little bit. Retro gaming is huge right now with the hipsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
Probably even the under 25 crowd.
Yeah.
Is this thing, by the way, is this upscale or something such that you can, you know, such that it looks good on your high def TV? It's not all pixely and gross.
I think it's pixely and gross, man. There's only so much you can do with 16 with 8 bits.
Oh well, I mean, I don't mean the native pixely look of 8-bit. I mean, you know how like you play older systems and they just look like dog shit on your high res screen because of the resolution.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's a good question, actually, because I have like a huge 4K TV. I'm wondering like how it's going to look on that thing.
I mean, people actually like enthusiasts actually like go out and buy CRTs to make those look good. I don't know what you can. There's a point that you know, software won't help.
And there was a late generation CRT in the trash in my trash room here, the condo I live in. And I was really close to like grabbing it because it was like a flat screen. Remember when like the CRTs went flat screen?
Yeah.
Like, damn, that would be great. But I don't have it was a big one, like a 27-inch. I'm like, I don't have any room for that shit. But older games do look better on a CRT. You can't really deny that. Anyway, unless you get this new Nintendo. So anyway, this thing's trickling in. People are finding it here and there.
Me off. Yeah. Well, no, and not only that, but like Target are assholes too because they're like, oh yeah, we're not selling them online. You just have to check with your local store. It literally says that if you go on their website, it says we're not selling this online. Check with your local store to see if they have any.
No, I don't want. Like, can you tell me online if if my local store has it?
Yeah, right. And then Toys R Us was like, yeah, we're gonna have some. I think it was just this past Sunday, and like literally people went on Saturday morning and camped out overnight Saturday night, and whatever. And then on Sunday, and they didn't even say like when they would have them on Sunday, like how many they would have, whatever. And I think they ended up. I don't even know if they had them that ended up having them on that Sunday.
Wow, that's crazy. And are they still going for like insane money online too?
At least $200, like 200. I mean, look, even if
that's way down.
Like 200, 300. You can get one on Amazon, I think, for let me look right now. But like, I mean, listen, even if let's say, okay, let's use some real numbers here. Let's say it is $300, right? Is that enough for you to? But the console itself is $60 if you buy it from, whatever its retail price is $60. So say it's going for $300 on Amazon. Is that $240? Oh, $185. So $185. Is that $180? Is that I guess $125 that you're saving worth standing or sitting camping out in front of a store for 24 hours, more than 24 hours?
No.
On a Saturday?
I mean, that brings it down to like $7 an hour, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
assuming people have jobs, like that's your Saturday and pretty much most of your Sunday. Like you're gonna spend that away from your family or friends or loved ones or just even your TV or whatever.
You're saying so you
not to mention they will be available the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what? I won't even suppose that they will definitely be available after Christmas. Like,
Cam, the people
you won't have to pay penny extra.
Years of looking for stupid sought after consumer items and having them snatched out from under me by these opportunists have taught me that they do not have a full-time job for the most part to worry about. So that yes, it's totally worth it to them.
I mean, it'd be one thing if
well, to be fair, when you can quintuple your money,
right.
Yeah, I guess those are if they're resellers. I guess that makes sense, but like. I don't know, man. Like, it just seems like a big gamble. Like, plus on top of that, like, the way I look at it is, I haven't played my Nintendo or a Nintendo game for what 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? I can wait another couple months until this thing's in stock.
Yeah. The difference is, Cam, you don't have some screaming brat like I want a Nintendo for Christmas, like
even if I have kids, that kid will never influence me like that. I'll tell that kid.
Cam, you'll ruin their Christmas.
Give that kid a box, an empty box, and he'll like it.
Hey, people are paying top dollar for the Wii, the original Wii, right? Because their brats had to have it for Christmas, or it would be the end of the world.
Well, that's a teachable moment. Is that what they call it? The teachable.
So.
Yeah. Teach a kid that he doesn't always get, or he or she doesn't always get what they want. It's life.
Right. So your option is to get it when they want it, or wait till they forget about it. You either get it for them when they want it and they'll forget about it in 3 months, or you don't get it for them when they want it and they'll forget about it in 3 months, right? So
yeah. I mean, I would look at it as awesome because, like, I don't have to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I teach the kid a lesson. You don't always get what you want, kid. And then he's probably going to be over his friend's house all the time playing it, so I get some peace and quiet. You can tell why I don't have kids, right?
Yeah, I can. I can definitely.
It's free babysitting.
Oh, man. Anyway, about speaking of things in high demand, I was going to kind of transition from the kaiju game description to a discussion of kaiju in general, but you got me thinking in terms of premieres. Let's just stick with that topic of new products coming out and talk about a new one we like to call Rogue One, the movie around which we're centering our event. What do you guys think? Is this going to be like, you think this is going to do numbers similar to Episode 7 or?
I think so. I mean, I don't think it's going to topple, but the pre-sale tickets already like basically are in second place only to Episode 7.
Wow. Okay.
They sold out like very quickly. Not to the extent that Episode 7 did, but very, very close.
Cool. That's good. Well, for a not proper like numbered Star Wars movie, I mean, that's pretty damn impressive.
What's funny is I actually heard someone sort of get in a fight, not in a fight, but they had got started arguing over. Somebody was like, "Oh, I want to go see the Star Wars movie this weekend," and somebody, I think it was some kid, he was like, "It's not Star Wars, it's Rogue One, a Star Wars story."
Shut up.
I was like, that kid and Brian would get along so well.
That's fucking hilarious, man.
Oh man, it was like in the middle of Walmart or something.
It's not Star Wars. That's hilarious, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a monster.
It looks really good. And of course, have you heard this thing said? Without giving away too many spoilers, there's like, of course, it's a Star Wars movie, so they're looking to sell toys and merchandise, right? So, yeah. Of course, there's a whole new line of uniforms and weapons and spaceships and all this shit to sell. But people are like, canonically, I actually kind of agree with them in this case. That makes no sense. Like, this was a known time period. Like, from what I understand, like when ships that we're already familiar with should have been in use, right? And armor and troops and all this stuff, right?
Pre blow up of the Death Star, right?
Well, this is the same year, isn't it? Isn't this actually like 0 BDY?
Yeah.
Is it? So it's when the Death Star is newly constructed, I guess it looks like, and
I think it's either parallel or just before A New Hope, right?
Yeah. But it's also, I mean, you probably have your special, top secret security around your special top secret.
Oh,
base.
do you think that, so these special, like, I won't give away anything for Cam, he knows nothing, but people who might be wearing a little bit different uniforms and using different weapons, those are like commandos or special forces or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's like actually in the construction yard still, isn't it? So maybe it had, I mean, and inactive, so you'd imagine it's unable to defend itself, like.
Right, yeah, they should. Well, shit, I can't discuss how assiduously have you avoided these previews, Gab? Have you seen nothing?
I've watched none of them. No, the only. I mean, I know of some of the stuff just because I bought the stupid raffle prizes, so I know of the black armor and all that, like whatever.
Okay.
Like, yeah. And I know of Jane Urso too because I read the Chuck Wendig books and she's in one of them. She's like, I guess Jane is, I guess she's young, she's older in the Wendig books.
Okay.
So I guess this would be because the Wendig books are between episode 6 and episode 7. And it's basically after she's like come back from all the whatever fighting.
Oh, I see. Okay. So but she would be older then. That makes sense. All right. So.
And let me ask Brian though, it's Jane, right? Even though it's JYN, it's pronounced Jane, I believe.
I don't think I've ever heard it spoken. I'm not sure.
Yeah, in the books, in the audio book, it's Jane, but
I'm sure that they checked that, so probably.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll find out soon enough, as they say her name repeatedly throughout the movie, hopefully.
Yeah.
To clear it up for the nerds.
Yeah, like she already has, in those books, like she already has a kid named Tommen and all this, like whatever. It's the whole, like, later storyline.
Poorly thought out name if she ever watched Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually referencing like the black armor as an example, Cam, since you've seen the merchandise. Like, yeah, like
I figured that's what you're.
It's strange that we only see this for this one movie. This particular brand of armor isn't used in the, Like,
yeah.
I mean, how many invasion forces did we see? I mean, I guess stormtrooper or snowtroopers, but they were also like specialized invasion forces. So I don't know. You can have different brands of the military. I mean, we have different branches of the military, and they dress differently.
Well, yeah. Look at the speeder guys on Endor. Like they were in a uniform evidently appropriate for using a speeder bike on Endor, right? Like so they did. It's not unheard of that specialized units wear specialized uniforms in that universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, just different branches of the military. I mean, if you look at a Navy person, they don't look anything like a, if they're in their sailor whites, they don't look anything like a Marine, or you know what I mean?
Oh, they don't. That is very true. Yeah, okay, so that I guess that they could explain away. I mean, it's obviously for merchandising, but they could explain that away to everyone's satisfaction here, I suppose.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me.
Uh,
Brian's more the purist, but
do you know anything about any
No,
cameos?
I really think it feels. I really think it fits because, I mean, this at least looks like open warfare. You know, like in a garrison. So why would you have stormtroopers when you need, commandos?
Sure. Yeah, to take out these people threatening your like big project. Yeah, makes sense. Do you know anything about any cameos from any other well-known characters?
The rebel people are kind of all excited because the ghost may or may not appear.
Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool.
It's hard to tell, like, if it's the ghost or if it's just, another model of that ship. But
do you know anything about any particular characters that might be appearing without giving anything away for Cam? I don't know how much he's avoided.
No, I mean, Vader, obviously. But...
Oh, was that obvious? That's the one I was hinting at.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I mean, I don't mean to spoil anything, but Vader's and everything, so...
Did you know that, Cam?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I figured that.
I'm trying to figure out in what context he appears. I'm just speculating. He's in the timeline, obviously, but I'm kind of curious as to what role he plays. Hopefully he does some like cool flipping, like Yoda-style flipping from like, was that episode 2? When he fought Count Dooku, I thought that was so cool.
When he flipped around. Well, are you talking about in the bay, or when he fought in the in the Senate chamber?
When you first saw him fight, Dooku, like after Dooku Obi-Wan, I thought it was just so cool to see like this awesome like wizard like jump around and do like ninja flips and stuff. That's what I wanted to see, and I really hope Vader does that in this one. Like I hope he still had some of those skills during this time. Because that's what I like. I like that. I want more of that, and I think that's the essence of Star Wars. And like, remember how lame it was that like the wizened old like Obi-Wan like wasn't doing flips and stuff because he was like more of a kind of serene old wizard. That was lame. It was way cooler when he was like doing choreographed fighting when he was younger.
Totally.
I'm kind of interested to see like which Vader we get. Because if you really want to nitpick everything, his redemption arc hasn't even begun yet. He would be a motherfucker in these films.
Yeah, he'd be like brutal comic style Vader at this point, right, Brian?
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, he could be like just absolutely vicious.
I hope so. I think it'd be awesome.
Well, IMDb shows that James Earl Jones is doing the Vader voice, so
really,
there's gonna be at least a voiceover.
They better use James Earl Jones while they still can. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They better get all that shit down now.
They did the Nigel Barrett with him. Just say every known syllable.
Yeah, and then we can put it together after. Yeah, otherwise we're gonna have like wrong sounding Vader.
What do we think of Jane Erso, as the actress?
She seems talented. Have I seen her in something else?
Felicity Jones.
What I've seen her in wait, what?
I don't know what the hell she's been in. Oh, she was in Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, she's in this most recent Dan Brown Inferno, the Da Vinci Code iteration.
Oh,
I don't think the theory of everything.
I don't remember seeing that. All right, I don't remember seeing her in anything. I don't know. She seems like she's gonna do a good job. The character looks cool and is.
She looks very similar to Daisy, the girl that plays Rey.
Yeah, I actually was jokingly like, I was intentionally kind of confusing the two to the chagrin of my companion. Like, oh, it's what's her name? It's Rey. It's not Rey. Oh. Yeah, I think there's a vague similarity there. Maybe not so vague.
You think that's on purpose, or you think it's just whatever, just sort of came out?
Maybe she's her parent.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Look at that. I like that.
Or maybe they just wanted somebody that reminded people of Rey, because I don't know. That's a good question.
Her parents did fly off. Rey's parents did fly off of Jakku.
I think we've got more than enough like everybody's related to everybody crap going on already in this universe. So I'm good to go if we let that one slide. Pass on that one. Too many coincidences.
I'm just excited, man. It's 7 days. Well, it's exactly 1 week away from. Well, less than 1 week away. Not less than. About a week and 12 hours away from me, because I got super exclusive sneak preview tickets. So I'll be seeing it on Thursday.
Wait, what? How did you score those?
At 8 p.m.
What?
I'm just the man. I don't know.
How dare you not hook us up with those? Now, where are these going to be?
At the Sheridan, right over here at the Sheridan by my house.
Nice.
Egypt.
Yeah. So,
yeah. That's where Brian and I saw episode 1.
Be seeing it at midnight.
Oh, don't jinx the movie, dude.
That theater has a lot of history. Yeah. Don't jinx it. You're right.
Yeah. A special midnight showing, so that'll be exciting.
Nice, man. Well, love you all. Don't ruin it for us. Don't spoil it.
My companion won't be happy because she'll have to work the next day, but
is she not?
She's gonna have to take one for the team.
Something tells me she doesn't share your enthusiasm. I mean, she probably
she does. She does like Star Wars, and actually, I think she likes Lord of the Rings better than Star Wars.
That's not cool. But
no, I mean just the story. She's a language arts teacher, so I think she likes the books. And then
sure,
and then when she saw the movies, I think she would probably pick that over Star Wars. But I'm just happy she doesn't run away screaming.
Some more moving pieces of writing in cinema are in the Star Wars franchise. Like, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Oh man. But yeah, the tickets are those 4D tickets or whatever, where like the seat moves and shakes.
Oh, what?
And yeah,
I'm
3D,
jealous.
4D. Yeah, man, I'm excited about that.
Does your companion really want to go? I mean, I'll just go.
Yeah, right.
She probably
Send her
to work the next day. I mean,
send her and yours on a spa day or something.
Yeah, because I feel bad that she has to get up the next day, as Brian was just saying, and so I think I will definitely take one for the team.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Stay up late. And I haven't been in one of those like cool theaters with the vibrating seats and stuff yet.
Yeah, I forget what movie I saw. Oh, the Martian was the first movie I saw with that. It was pretty cool. It was pretty awesome.
Does it enhance the experience or what?
It did. Well, because a lot of the Martian was just him, just Matt Damon, but like the parts where he like the parts where they like took off at the beginning of the movie and like at the end when he like rendezvoused with them or whatever was pretty awesome.
Cool, man. Yeah. There's a lot of special effects or a lot of noise and happenings, or I don't know how to describe it. Something that would lend itself to an immersive theater experience like that. I would guess during those.
I feel like this movie I feel like will be a lot more.
Oh, this movie will have tons of it. Are you sure? I mean, I really feel bad. She shouldn't be up that late, man. That's not cool. She has to work.
Just send her to bed. Yeah.
Just let her know
if she doesn't make it. Just be by the phone if she doesn't make it.
All right, man. I will. just let it be known. I mean, let her know that I've got her back if she cannot make it, man. I know how exhausting it is to have to get up in the morning. So
sounds good.
Awesome. All right. Anything else? I think our title for this episode, which was Giant Monster, still applies, and we also talked about a giant monster of a movie, that being Rogue One, and we'll probably. Honestly, right before our event, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't touch on this one more time. But totally worth it, I think. Absolutely. Anything else? You guys want to talk politics, religion, anything?
Hey, I gotta mention this. This is a quick one. Did people really expect there to be a Rogue 2? Like, that's like some kind of like fake media, social media.
No, shut up. Really?
Yeah, everybody's outraged. There's not going to be a sequel.
They haven't even seen this one, and what made them think that in the first place? That's really stupid.
I think just because they've always, like, all the Star Wars movies have been released in trilogies, they thought they were going to go with that. But like, I don't get, like, this is a prequel, right? Like it's had a sequel for years.
Titanic 2. Yeah,
I guarantee you that 50, let's put the over-under. I'd say 50 to 60% of people that are going to go see the movie like have no idea where it fits in the universe. Like,
yeah,
I mean, they have no idea that like. I mean, they might even think that Rogue One is like it's Rogue One and there'll be a Rogue 2. There probably are people that think that, but whatever.
Yeah, you were saying as I was joking about referencing politics, you said "Hail Trump," and that reminded me. I'll say this is a final little funny, just a funny. I don't know. When you were mentioning King of New York, I thought maybe that it was a picture of Trump on the cover, like as a kaiju monster.
There is, you know what's funny is that yellow is awesome, and like they put little Easter eggs and everything. And one of the promo cards for King of New York is a Trump tower.
That's great.
And it's like it's hilarious. Yeah, I mean it was before like it was produced like way before Trump like ran for president, but
Sure.
It's pretty funny that it was a little prophetical.
Yeah. Okay. We can talk more about news next week. I'll just leave on this one. Trump doesn't think Air Force One's cool enough. By the way, he wants like to fly his own plane. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Well, he also thinks it cost $4 billion.
Yeah. Wasn't that for like a series of airplanes or something? I don't remember what the story was. Yeah. I mean, I would just have to assume it costs the same as a standard plane, but then you spend more to trick it out with all the gadgets that it probably has on it.
Much better for us to rent his plane so he actually puts money in his pocket by being president.
I don't think his plane has a sweet bar, but I don't think it has like radar jamming and stuff, does it? Sorry, Trump, you're not. It's a bad deal. It's not a good deal. Okay, forget it. I only make good deals. All right, I didn't mean to get political. The president can fly on an X-wing if he wants. And with that said, I will remind our listeners that they can fly in their X-wing on over to crap. I'm trying to think of a good reference. Fly their X-wing. Somehow fly their X-wing to our show. Whatever. Well, oh, there you go. They can meet in the cantina on iTunes. Check us out on iTunes every week. We are also on Planet Stitcher and the Google Nebula Play music solution. If none of that is to your liking, you can also hide a lightsaber in your pocket cast. Wow, that was really bad. I tried.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, add us to your Google Circle, and join the Nerdstravaganza group on Facebook.
Rogue One, check out our website, nerdstravaganza.com. Rogue 2, head on over to YouTube and check out all of our video content by typing Nerdstravaganza into the handy-dandy search bar. And Rogue 3, send us an email at nerdstravaganza@gmail.com. And once again, if you like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, like us on Twitter, or add us on Twitter, add us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and leave us subscribe on YouTube and leave us a favorable review on iTunes. Just send us an email at nerdstravaganza.com that you've done all those things with your handle on each of those things, and you have a very good chance of getting a Rogue One ticket for next Friday, the 16th.
All right, there you have it, folks. And with all that said, Brian, Rogue B, take us away.
I'm a podcaster. I podcast.
I've been wondering, what are midichlorians?
A terrible mistake. Ugh, God, midichlorians. Low point. Yet another low point of a low point.
Yeah, right.